Hey guys, so just got home from work and I saw this mad lad, this legendary mad lad who did something that no one thought was possible. He ended up getting Sora from Kingdom Hearts into Super Smash Brothers. I mean, this dude is just legendary, not just because of that, but you know, but Nintendo legend Masahiro Sakurai pushes back against Western gaming trends, claims Japan developers should avoid appealing to Western tastes. And he's smart. And he's smart. And he's just so gosh darn good looking. Like, is there anything this man can't do? Is there anything he can't do? But Japanese gaming icon Masahiro Sakurai, creator of Super Smash Brothers and Kirby, yeah, two little games you might be familiar with. I mean, Kirby, God, what? Early 90s, I think? Hang on, when was the first Kirby? Yeah, 1992. I remember when it came out because I had it. Wow. April 27th, 1992. So it's almost the, you know, anniversary of Kirby's Dream Land. Nice. Nice. Yeah, but legendary guy, legendary titles. I mean, it's Kirby. And then he goes up with Super Smash Brothers, probably one of the coolest games. Has made headlines for his sharp insights on the state of the gaming industry and the Western trends currently dragging it down. And no one can say that it's not happening. Just look at 2024 and all the big AAA games that just failed because they were so busy with identity politics rather than just making a good story with good characters, whether they be diverse, because you can have diverse characters and still have a good story to tell with them, but they don't care about that. They just want to. So 2024 was terrible for games. It just was. Sakurai was recently honored with Japan's prestigious Art Encouragement Prize from the Agency of Cultural Affairs, recognizing outstanding contributions to the gaming industry. Wow. Through his Masahiro Sakurai on Creating Games YouTube channel. Following this achievement, Sakurai participated with an interview with NTAX, where he addressed a growing trend plaguing the gaming world, the prioritization of Western taste over authentic, homegrown creativity. The lie detector determines he is telling the truth. Sakurai stressed that Japanese developers should focus on making games with domestic appeal rather than chasing what they believe Western audiences want. Because more times than not, the things that Japan creates, Western players go crazy for. It's the same thing with anime. You know, we're like, oh, well, you know, it's people aren't gonna like it. It's because you know a lot of Japanese references, and then it comes out in the West, and suddenly people go from not knowing what anime is to this being this huge thing. So if they just focus on Japan about, you know, making games for their people, people are going to still play it. If it has a good story, it has good characters, and it's fun to play. That's why Nintendo does so well. After what, 40 plus, like 40 years, how Nintendo is still going strong because they have IPs, Zelda, Mario, Kirby, Donkey Kong, Metroid, that are fun to play, but they also have extremely well-written stories. Well, Mario, not so much. I mean, Mario, oh no, the princess is gone. I have to save the princess. Let's go, Luigi. Oh, I'm right behind you, Mario. Wario gets in the way. Luigi is coming too. You know, you know, Mario, not so much of a story, but, you know, Zelda, and, I mean, I think even, no, Kirby really doesn't have much of a story. I think it's, like, per game. It's like a story for in-game. It's not like like Zelda, where it's like this universe type connecting story. But, you know, Star Fox, Donkey Kong, and they've withstood the test of time because they're fun. And, you know, the stories, when there are stories, are really good. You know, like Zelda, people love Zelda lore. Love trying to find where the games fit together. Love, you know. So Just if Japan makes what they like, Westerners are still going to play it. And the ones who aren't, the ones who are like, this game doesn't have enough diversity. Well, then fuck them. They don't need to play it then. Because there's going to be more than enough people who will. Stop catering to the minority of people who are just interested in diverse storytelling and representation. Focus on making a game fun. That's the whole point of a game. But, you know. He plainly stated, I think Japanese people should keep pursuing the things that Japanese people like. Yeah, I just said that. That exactly. This simple yet powerful statement carries major weight in today's climate where many developers, both in Japan and the West, are bending over backwards to accommodate Western sensibilities, often at the cost of creativity and uniqueness. Again, a lie detector determines he is telling the truth. Sakurai's perspective isn't just relevant, it's a necessary reality check. The Western gaming industry has found itself stuck in a creative rut, obsessed with forcing social agendas, token characters, and politically correct narratives into titles rather than focusing on delivering engaging, well-crafted experiences. Again, as I said, if the characters are diverse, great. Just make them well written. Do not make a black character and just have it stereotypical black character. Or a gay character being stereotypical black, just stereotypical gay character. Make them feel authentic, not just like, oh, well, they're only there to check boxes. You can have diverse characters, but have them well written. But today's companies, they can't do that. They can't do that, and they're sacrificing good storytelling and good character development for crap like representation. So, this misguided focus has come at a steep cost, not just creatively, but financially. Yeah. Like I said, think of 2024 alone. All the AAA games that came out that failed because they all had one thing in common. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. You can have all those things, just give us a reason to care about the characters. It's just like a movie. You don't want to play a game for 30 hours, 100 hours with a character you don't give a crap about. You need to give us a reason to want to follow this character, to see them persist and pursue whatever they're looking and trying to do. You want their triumphs to feel good. You want their setbacks to really make you feel down. If they get hurt, you want to be affected by that. If the bad guy wins in the end and it's like you don't have a connection to them, it's like 100 hours with this character, I guess that's how it ends. You don't want that. You want to be connected to the character. And, oh, they look just like me. It's not enough to connect you to a character. They need to be well written. And that is something we've been saying, and we still get accused of being phobes and isms because nobody wants to listen. Nobody's actually hearing what we're saying. And that's one reason why the games have been so bad, because instead of listening to the player and legitimately saying, hey, diversity is fine, it just has to be better written, instead they'll just like, oh, you're a bunch of phobes and isms. If you don't like it, don't play it. It's not meant for you. And blah, blah. And then when the games aren't bought and the sales are bad, shocked Pikachu face, like, oh, how did this happen? We told you how it happened. We've been telling you for years how it happened. You don't want to listen. This misguided focus can come at a steep cost, yet financially. Audiences are turning away in droves, disillusioned by the pandering and lack of substance. It's like, at this point, it's like going to a burger place or whatever, a McDonald's or Subway or something, wanting to get a substantial sub or a burger. And then there's like just a bare minimum. It's like, okay, I guess I'll deal with it. It's the same way with the games. Like, you're wanting a substantial game. If you're paying $70, $80 for it, you want a game that will fucking blow your balls off playing it. But instead, it's like, it was a game. I mean, I played it. It was, You don't want that if you're spending $70, $80. You want it to blow your balls off. For the men. And for women, you want it to possibly get you pregnant due to how good it is. You don't want to pay $70, $80, sometimes more for like deluxe editions, and then go through and like it's bugged, the story's bad, the characters are bad, and you're getting just the bare minimum, and you're like, okay, well, I'm still hungry. I'm still hungry. That didn't offer me much. The most telling part about Sakurai's comments, he doesn't believe that Western gamers are even asking for these they're not. They're not. If they were, these games would be selling like hotcakes. But they're not. They're not, because no one wants it. A very, very, very small amount of people, and unfortunately, those are the people that these companies are pandering to. And says instead he suggests that they are drawn to Japanese games precisely for that distinctive charm, unfiltered storytelling, and unapologetic design choices. Oh yeah, where women look like women. I did one about what was it, Unreal Engine or whatever, with someone kind of shows how the with the character design, how the girls, like the default, it makes them look manly. I have so many comments like, yeah, this is intentional. Like I do stuff like this, and I can make mine easily look like a female within a couple minutes. Like all this, the manly looking features and trying to, that's completely intentional. And yeah, it is. It is. We know it's intentional. Because apparently the Western companies are just terrified of beautiful biological women. Because, we can't have beautiful biological women because it might upset the trans women. So, they're sacrificing biological women to appease to a very small group of people. This perspective arrives at an opportune moment. Silent Hill fans recently saw producer Motoi Akamoto express a similar view, explaining that the upcoming Silent Hill Frieza, no, Silent Hill F, Resurrection F. That's why I said Frieza, the Resurrection F. Oh, look, a bunch of monkeys. I was about to say Resurrection F. Silent Hill F will return to its Japanese roots after years of Western influence watered down the franchise's core identity. Wow. Akamoto openly admitted, as Silent Hill was based in the West for the longest time, it felt like the Japanese influence was fading. That candid recognition speaks volumes about how far off track even beloved franchises can veer when they're trying to cater to ideologies outside their original version. Or original vision, sorry. Ugh, pulling above. Meanwhile, thousands of miles away, the Western gaming industry is struggling. To understand why its once loyal audience is walking away. Massive projects like Star Wars Outlaws and Dragon Age: The Failguard have faced harsh criticism and backlash for prioritizing diversity checklists, shallow characters, and forced messaging over compelling gameplay and storytelling. Yeah. Tosh is one of the worst characters in history of anything. And I've said before, she could have had a great, character development, identity crisis, trying to find who you are. But it was so bad. If they didn't make her whine about being non-binary and, you think I don't like, you think I like not being comfortable with who I am. If they didn't make her do that like every other freaking minute, it would have been more tolerable. But, her character was terrible. Again, this is a character who wants you to respect her identity while she doesn't respect anyone else's. You need to give respect to get respect. You can't just demand it. But that's what these people think who work on this. They think that they could just go on Twitter or whatever and demand that people respect their identity. They need to respect all of that. It's like, no, respect is earned. You don't just come out and tell me, no, you're going to respect my pronouns and I demand you to call me a woman when... No, you got to earn it. Just like everyone else, even normal cis people have to have their respect earned. Both games were once part of a legendary franchise, and now fans see as mere hollow shells. Yeah, pumped out by studios more interested in Twitter approval than crafting unforgettable worlds. And apart from that, the game was just bad. Like you could, I can list out all the things that were just terrible about the game, and most of it has nothing to do with DEI or being woke. So Star Wars Outlaws, in particular, has drawn flack for abandoning the feel of classic Star Wars adventure in favor of inserting generic, modern sensibilities, alienating longtime fans. Similarly, Dragon Age: The Failguard faced instant mockery after its reveal, when its cast of caricatures and sanitized designs that seemed more concerned with meeting DEI standards and pushing gender politics than offering the gritty, morally complex fantasy storytelling that series was once known for. Yeah, that was people were like, this looks like Disney version of Dragon Age. How just like the last game was like darker, it was grittier. The designs for a lot of the monsters were just good, and this one is like lactose, you know, Disney or not lactose milk toast, kind of watered down. You know, it's like, hey, I want Dragon Age. We have Dragon Age at home. Dragon Age at home. You know, like the Timu or, you know, bargain bin. That's pretty much what it was. This wasn't recognizable as Dragon Age to anyone. When people say that the character creation was a lot more fun than the game itself, you know the game's bad. Gamers aren't interested in lectures. They're looking for fun, immersion, and originality. The very thing Japanese developers excel at when it comes to their own devices. Again, no lie detected. Sakurai's comments shine a light on why studios like Nintendo, Capcom, From Software, and others continue to thrive. Yeah, that's what I said. Nintendo, they get it. Regardless of what you think about their business practices sometimes, or the fact that they love to shut down fan games, they do make games that are fun. Stories are good, characters are relatable for the most part, and hence why they've been around for 40 years making games. Same thing with Capcom. They focus on delivering polished, unique, culturally authentic games that stand apart from the homogenized offerings flooding the Western market. Sakurai Sensei approach is a breath of fresh air. Rather than chasing fleeting trends, he advocates for staying true to what made Japanese games beloved in the first place. Again, if you make it the way you always have, the Westerners will buy it. And if that small minority of people don't, who cares? Stop pandering to the small minority of people and start making games to where the majority buys it, because the majority is going to make you the money. It's a lesson Western studios might want to consider as they continue to turn the formulaic. Okay, well, I just read that wrong. I thought it said formulaic titties. Oh, I'm tired. Formulaic titles that prioritize ideology over entertainment. Gamers have spoken with their wallets, and the message is clear. Yeah. Yeah, again, look at 2024. How many AAA games came out that no one bought, that failed? Because people are tired of the forced bullcrap in it. Japanese developers are poised to thrive by doing what they've always done best, focusing on creativity, craftsmanship, and cultural authenticity. Sakurai's comments and the resurgence of titles like Silent Hill F make it clear the future of gaming belongs to those bold enough to resist homogenization. So, I mean, he gets it. He has Kirby, he's got Super Smash Brothers, you know, he's worked on other titles, big name titles, so he gets it. The Japanese, for the most part, get it. You know, stop trying to cater to the minority, because you can make the minority happy, but then guess what? When they go out and possibly buy the game, you're not going to make anything. Rather than the majority, which is going to make you that profit. But Western companies don't seem to understand that. They're more concerned about what, oh no, we have to do what the Twitter people want. Oh no, we can't have beautiful biological women because that might upset the trans women. Who fucking cares? If they don't play it, don't play it. Focus on making the game fun. Focus on a good story. Focus on good characters, whether they be diverse or whatever. It doesn't matter. Just make them good. And stop pandering. The money will print itself. But whatever, what do we know? We're just freaking phobes, this and isms. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.